All right. First off, just an exciting day. Every year you get to signing day. It is a celebration for the young men that have made the choice to come and join our program, join our family. You've got an incredible group. Thought we were able to address a lot of needs. Got some really good balance in what we're able to do positionally, and really taking where our team is right now and really building it to be the best it can possibly be with this season, this next season, as well as for years to come with the talent that we've been able to bring in and the quality of the young men. I want to start off just thanking everybody here at Florida State that's been involved in this process, and it takes so many to be able to present and showcase the vision and the opportunity for the student athletes. It's our staff. Our recruiting department. They work tirelessly to make sure that we're building the relationships, making those connections, being able to answer questions and to be able to connect with these young men, in just a variety of different ways to show them the path of what the experience here, part of the Knoll family is going to be all about. To our strength conditioning, athletic training, academics, compliance, everybody involved. I mean, it takes a complete team effort, and so just grateful for all those individuals and the work that they put in. To the young men that are joining the program, I mean, this is a special group, and very talented individuals, some elite level game changers, for our program. But the best quality about these 22 young men that we get to announce right now are the hearts, the minds, the passion, the work ethic, the relationships. I mean, those are. I mean, it's a special group when it comes to that, coupled with the great ability and potentials they have and the impact they're going to make on the field. But I do believe this is a group that is definitely a special in regards to their playmaking ability. You're going to see a lot of versatility, among positions, of what guys can do, the variety of things that they can. You'll bring to our program, and we were able to hit on a lot of our top choices, and which when you go through a year and a half, I think it was 5 positions that we were able to get the number one guy that we sought, we felt that was the best fit for us here at Florida State, and it was had a lot of hard battles that we had to work, but. It all paid off, here today, and excited about the group that's coming in.
All right, first question will be Ira, over to your right.
Being able to bring in not only playmakers but experienced playmakers, particularly a tight end, how exciting is that?
I mean, it's when you look at the versatility, the explosiveness, the experience that Kyle and Jaheim bring to our program. I mean, it was huge, and we got 2 guys that'll be leaving the program at that position, and when you look at both Kyle and Jaheim, they're so different in their skill set, but they're both playmakers in what they do, and they came in on an official visit together, and it was exciting to see just the dynamic of who those guys are and all the similarities, but then when you see them on the field, I mean, both can be absolute impact game-changing type players for us, and so you'll be able to have fun with those different personnel packages, and when you look at Jaheim, I think he's one of the most explosive players in college football, and with what we do and how we can move him around in different positions that he can play, it's going to be fun, and Kyle gives you that 6'7", 250-pound tight end that he can stretch the field. He wins in one-on-one matchups. It's a guy that we targeted when he went into the portal. You watch his film, but the first conversation is what sold me on him, because you can watch the film. First conversation, after he got in the portal, I talked to him that night, and I asked him, "What are you looking for?" Because I'm looking for a culture where I can come in and be around a great group of guys, right, where I can make an impact and help change the team or help take the team to the next level by what I can bring into that locker room. And from that moment, because a lot of guys that are transferring there, there's real eye-focused, perspective. And, for him and all these guys that we're bringing in, it's just like there is a lot of excitement and joy for the team that we're going to be able to put together. We got great players. You see the playmakers that we've had on our team currently, and adding these guys to that. But I'm excited about the teammates and what they're gonna bring to the locker room. Yes, the experience, but also just the dynamic in each of those rooms of how that's going to help push us, because we got some great young tight ends too, and that was one of the things that both Kyle and Jaheim, they came out to practice and they saw the ability and the talent of some of the young guys. But we get to have all of that competition, and really for those guys to be able to come in with the experience they have, I think that's going to make a big difference in helping those young guys just continue to come along.
Come to Chris here on the front row.
Can you speak on the recruitment of Brock Glenn, navigating him committing elsewhere and then getting him in the end, but also why you want him at the quarterback position?
I think he's a total package. Unbelievable talent. I've known of him and known him for a long time, and it was a hard choice for Brock in the summer. And he had a lot of people that were coming after him. He took multiple official visits. I was very confident in the relationship that was built, but just like a lot of kids that go through the process, they want to see some of the things that you've talked about and some of the things that you've presented, and just to be able to see themselves in that situation. And the schools that he committed to has had a lot of success. At his position and just overall as a team, and but I always believe that if we would just stay consistent, continue to build a relationship, respect him for the decision that he made early, but also as things went along, that I thought we could have a great chance to get into the position that we were in. And just about midway through the season, I really started to see that excitement, that joy. He fits us, and he's just a great player. Excited about what he brings, and it was huge for us to get him to be the quarterback of this class.
Stay here for Brendan.
Kind of the opposite. Hakeem Williams commits to you guys at the beginning of the season, and until the bitter end here was fielding interest from other schools that were trying to flip him. You guys are able to hold on. I guess one, his skill set, what is he going to bring to the table? But then two, what does it say about him that he stayed true to his commitment here?
He's such a unique young man and player. His size, speed, combination for somebody that's a senior in high school, it's ridiculous. And he is he's remarkable with with the potential that he has and the things that he's done. I think he's just unlimited potential to what he can accomplish. But when you get to know the young man, and you get to know the spirit, the joy, the relationships, that's what puts him into a whole nother hemisphere. And he is just such a quality person. We talk all the time about fit, and the biggest, strongest, fastest, best fit for Florida State, Hakeem Williams. And wow. It was pretty special, and even today, you get to watch his signing ceremony, and he goes back to his middle school because of the impact that those relationships and all those people. Not many 18-year-olds think in that grand of a thought process, but he is. He cares about people, and he's just so excited about being a Seminole, and I'm really looking forward to coaching that one.
Next will be Michael, second row on the left.
Coach, you obviously got a really solid group of offensive linemen, some in, high school and then some in the transfer portal. What was kind of, the message to them as first off when you're recruiting them, either transfer or high school? And then secondly, the guy I like a lot is Quindarius Jones. Talk about him a little bit and just what you guys like so much about him.
Oh, absolutely. We'll start with the offensive line. We have that's been one of the biggest transformations within our program on that group, and we've put a lot of focus on that. Obviously, Alex has done a great job. They're leading and coaching and developing the offensive line, but we're having some guys that are exhausting eligibility. We've had a couple guys that are looking for other opportunities to be able to get on the field, and our talent base has risen to a high level, and these guys that are coming in, you look at Lucas Simmons, that was our number one, and to see the prototype offensive tackle that size, speed, or quickness, twitch, length, I mean, all of it. But once again, much like Hakeem, you're not going to find a better young man. And to be able to get him to commit this summer, and just he's held through and true throughout the process. So excited about what his future is going to be here. Today we added Andre Otto, who I think he's a special talent. I mean, to see a young man with his size, I mean, he's still just so much that's in front of him. I think he's got a world of potential. I love all that he can bring. I think his position flexibility is going to be elite. And the things he can do, he's so smart. It's going to be a fun young man to watch come into the program, and as he continues to grow and develop, and then obviously being able to add. I want to make sure I'm right on who I can talk about, but to be able to add Casey. Golly, what an experienced player, captain. There at his previous institution. I mean, he's played so much ball. I mean, he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played, and his versatility of what he can do. Along the offensive front, I truly believe is special. And then obviously Jeremiah, which the other day, actually we got two. I can talk about both of them, but Jeremiah was, I mean, that's a special get, and he's a young man with a wonderful spirit. Came out on the official visit, loved it. Sees the vision, sees the plan. Kind of excited about the challenge and the opportunity that's here. But really think that's going to be a fun one to watch. Here, as we continue to build, and then obviously, Keandre, that happened, there yesterday. Just you talk about size, power, strength. I mean, when you look at these guys that have come in, they all have their own unique role in what they bring. Which, coupled with the guys that we have here and the opportunity for that growth. I mean, that's a position that's going to be a strength for us, and it needs to be. And I got to give a shout out to those offensive linemen that we have on our current roster. We got real guys, and the way that they, they individually even just would reach out to guys that we were going after, and I'm in a home visit, and I said, the kids are telling me about our players and the impact that they're having, like just explaining what the opportunity is, what the development is, what the culture in that room is, and that's special to me. So you're excited about that. You talked about Q. I mean, he can do it all, and I mean he's we're going to start him off. I think he's got a great opportunity. He can play outside. I think he can play corner. I think he's got the ability. He came to camp. He's got that length. He's got that ability. He's played both sides of the ball. He's raw in some things that because he's had to do so much. But if he could be there, I think he can play probably five or six different positions in the defense. He got great length. Great closing and playmaking ability. So, he's going to be one that we're going to give him a start, in a position, but that could go a lot of different ways. And just a wonderful young man to add to the program.
We'll go back over to the right for Ira.
So much has changed in signing days over the last several years. Now there's 2 signing days, and then you've got the transfers. But like when you put out a list of all the guys you've signed, do you see them as one group, or do you have?
Absolutely, it's about putting together a team. We're building a team, and I think people get caught up as, well, it's just acquire talent. Biggest, strongest, fastest, best fit for Florida State. That's what we have to do, because when that comes together with the most talented young men that we get, right? You see the results. I mean, we are the only team in the country. Yards per play, offense and defense in the top 10. The only one. That means that we're getting guys that come in here that fit what we're doing on both sides of the ball, and they're able to showcase all that they can do. Now, I don't know coming in or going out how they were perceived, but I knew what we were getting, because it was also guys that, their work ethic, right? Who they are, the relationships. I mean, they compete with each other. And that's where you look at this class. I mean, whether it's a transfer, whether it's a high school signee, they're Seminoles. They're coming in to be a part of this team, and they all serve us a certain place. Last year, we took a lot of transfer receivers. This year, we're not taking one, right, barring something crazy happening. Like, we don't need to. Like, we have a team, but we signed. I mean, let me tell you, those high school, like, be ready to watch them. I mean, when you sit there and you look at Akeem, you look at Dre, you look at Goldie, the potential that those guys have. I mean, those are impact players. And so, I mean, I'm excited about, how we've been able to get the roster to, it is putting together a team. You kind of touched on that with the tight ends earlier. You try to find how you can continue to build this for it to be the best team you'll hear moving forward for this next season and for the years to come.
And next will be come back up here for Chris.
The linebacker duo, Blake and DeMarco, how excited are you to add them to Omar as a young group here for you guys?
I mean, it's just a great duo. I mean, for Blake, I mean, that was that was one of those guys you talk about. There was nobody that we had that we thought was a better fit for us than him. And I just absolutely love what he's bringing to this program. His size, speed, athleticism, versatility. He's remarkable. In his senior year and the things he's done in his college or in his high school career is special. I mean, he is just a remarkable young man. I think he'll be one that comes in and has a chance to be able to make an impact early. He's a guy that really fits all those skill sets. I mean, he's got to really focus in on just a couple positions, and I think that you're going to see some great strides that he takes. DeMarco, who's actually here on campus and going through the process of being ready for bowl prep. I mean, you see a football player. He's 6'2", 215 pounds, can run. I mean, he has a knack for playing this game, and I love the mentality which he brings. He's no nonsense. I mean, he's gonna come to work, and everybody you talk to about him, whether playing, the coaches he played for, the teachers that he had, the teams that he played against, just a great deal of respect, and he was the right fit for us, and just excited about his future here as well.
Stay here for Brendan.
When you talk about building a complete roster, I guess what kind of balancing act are you facing as a coach with, you have early signing period here to try to fill things out, but you still have current players who are maybe deciding whether to go pro or not, or still looking at what their options are. I guess, how are you always trying to balance that out?
It's one heck of a spreadsheet. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces, and whether it's guys coming in, guys going out, whether it's exhausting eligibility, whether it's guys that have gone in looking for new opportunities, guys going to the NFL, whatever that role is. It also opens the door for other guys to come in and be able to keep a balance within your roster, so that you have a chance to go out there and be the best that we can be. And I think we've done a really good job of that. I think there are some positions that we'll continue to evaluate to see if we can find the right fit to come in. And but ultimately, I think we hit on the areas that we needed to, like the non-negotiables. That's what I think we were able to accomplish already at this point. There's still a couple more things that could happen that could be a lot of fun.
Go to Michael on the second row.
Coach, we talked about the offensive line the first time earlier, but your defensive line really, Odell obviously does a great job developing and certainly putting guys out there, but you got some really talented guys. I think Keith Sampson really jumps out to me, and then also Daryl that you're adding from the transfer portal. But just talk about replenishing that defensive line. Well,
you sit there and you look at that group, and KJ, is Defensive Player of the Year, there in North Carolina, and I mean, just it was such a great young man, and I mean, just his explosiveness, his versatility, I mean, playmaking ability is remarkable, and definitely excited about having him. You look at being able to get a couple of transfers there up front. Jaden Jones, he's one that not a whole lot of people probably are talking about right now. I mean, but is elite in length, measurables, athleticism. Unfortunately, he had an injury this year that that limited his his opportunities on the field. But I believe in that young man, and I'm excited to see him. He's doing a great job through his rehab, and we're excited about getting him here in January for what he's going to bring to the program. But I think that can be a guy that not a whole lot of people are or pinpoint him, it might be one that jumps out and becomes just a really, really special player. Here as he continues to go. You talk, Daryl Jackson, I mean, playing against him, this young man that's coming back home, it's one of those things that, unfortunately, things happen in life where, you have challenges and circumstances that, Daryl being able to come home and, help support family and to be here and play for Florida State, it's exciting. And had to compete against him last year, so I know the challenge that he can provide against opposing offenses, but also you see the opportunity for growth and development, and that's something that he's excited about. Being back home, but also being a part of this program, helping us take the next step. And then Lamont Boots Green. I mean, wow, just a legacy kid that. And I told him through the process, I love his dad. And I mean, Lamont is remarkable. But this was all about Boots. And you see a young man with such, just drive, determination. I mean, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the field, practice, whatever it is. I mean, he's going to push to be his best. And, I think he was the first commitment in this year's class, and to see him from beginning to end. I mean, he was born to be a Seminole, and he worked his butt off to put himself in a position to be able to live out this dream. And just an explosive player coming off the edge, and great first step. He's going to be a guy that fits well into what we're trying to do as we attack on the edges, and excited about that group that's coming in.
We got time for two more. We'll go to Jerry here on the front row on the right.
Coach, some people are concerned that, as your program's getting better and you bring in talented kids, particularly transfers, that it might cause some of the existing players to feel like they're being passed over, or that the competition is, that they might want to transfer. What would you say to a fan that concerned themselves with that?
What I love about this team is this team loves to compete. They compete with each other. I know I say that all the time. Our best recruiters are our current players when these guys get on campus. And I remember a year ago, Maurice Smith was starting center coming out. We bring in Caden Lyles. Maurice Smith hosted him. Like that, he's the one that is selling. You need to get here. Like, I know, coach. The coaches are telling me they're bringing you in to try to take this job. But when you have real guys, when you have guys that have that spirit and that drive, and they're going to do all that they can, it pushes them to get better. And we are trying to we are working to something special, and I know it's coming. And it's fun because you see guys that embrace that, but they care about. The one commitment I make to our players when it comes to recruiting, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I'm bringing somebody in that locker room that's like-minded. And because I have real conversations with guys when they're here, and it is, and our players have real conversations. And there's been times that our players will sit there and in whether it's high school players coming in. If it's a weekend experience and they don't get a good vibe on it, I want that information. Right? There's been guys that have gone in the transfer portal that players on this team were teammates of and friends with. Coach, I don't know if he fits. Really talented, but I don't know if he fits what we're doing here. Like when you have players taking that type of ownership, that's where it gets fun because they know how we work. And they know how we care. We know how the bonds that are being built, and they know how they're going to be showcased. And this is I say it all the time. This is a program that's built for playmakers. So we're going to get the best playmakers, right, that we can possibly get to come help impact this team to win games and to be the best that we can possibly be.
All right, last one will be Ira.
2 for 1 for sure. Go ahead.
I'm showing some restraint here. I'm trying to finish the year strong. The following up on that is how selective did you have to be this year in terms of, looking for the right guys in the portal especially? There's so many players in the portal now, and you have a limited number of spots. Like, how selective were you in that process?
With the portal or taking high school, or give me a little bit
When
more.
looking at the portal,
Yep.
I would imagine because of the season you guys had and what the success you've had with transfers, that maybe a lot of players in the portal were interested in Florida State. How different was that compared to maybe a year ago or 2 years ago in terms of?
No, I mean, the interest, high school and college, I mean, transfers is at an elite level. Because not only do they see success, with a record and, what our teams do, but they watch how we play. They see, the explosiveness offensively. They see the explosiveness defensively. They see the impacts in special teams. So when you can showcase that and they understand the opportunity that they have to come, be a part of it, like I mean, there's a lot of excitement. And, one of the hardest things to do as a coach, especially with all the time and the hours and building those relationships, you have sometimes a willingness to say no. Because there's certain times you could take somebody, it would feel good and it would probably look good and you'd be able to sell whatever things surrounding the recruitment you could celebrate. But if it doesn't make us a better team, if it doesn't fit a very specific need, I think that's one thing that I've tried to, and I say we've tried to do as a staff is, to pinpoint those guys that when you invest that time, when you get around it, like those are the ones. And if it doesn't fit, if it's not, then we know what the next step is. So you try to build upon those layers of plan A, plan B, plan C, but like it doesn't always mean high school to high school or high school to college, or I mean then within the course of a season, you got guys that are getting projected as top draft picks. So you get things that are always like constantly developing, and guys that could go out or they're staying, and so it's just it's something that's always a constant ebb and flow to it. But just making sure you're getting the right guys to help this team and where we are, but really where we're going.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Sorry for the delay.
Have a good day.
You have a great day.